Welcome to Scorched Earth and a general reading for the sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon and Ascendant or Ascendant for the month of February. I hope you're well. Just have to keep the window open just for a little bit while the cauldron's bubbling away. Sorry if there is any background noise that's being picked up by the camera. I'll close it in a second. So, what do I have to tell you? There will be an extended at the end of this reading. If you're interested in that, you can go check it out. Links in the description box. What else? I've done a overview, 6-month overview for 2021. That's also linked in the description box down there. Sorry, do you know what? I'm slightly sideswiped by the meditation that I've just done for you. Like, it literally felt like somebody was trying to claw open my third eye like this. It was being wrenched. I'm expecting something rather galactic for you right here. What else do I have to say? Oh, just thank you for waiting for me. I know I disappeared for a little longer than I said I would. I was really quite exhausted, and I didn't realise how exhausted I was until I stopped moving around, you know. Plus I had a whole load of stuff going on that required my attention. So anyway, I'm here now, albeit slightly spaced out. Let's have a look and see what the cards have to say for you, Aquarius, please. 3 cards for Aquarius, please. Cool. We've got the 7 of Cups in your recent past. Let's have a look at current energy, please, for Aquarius. Thank you. We have the Hierophant. Interesting. And notice also that the 9 of Swords in reverse and the Devil have flipped down here. They've not jumped, fell to the right, so I'm not going to take them. I'm just going to let you know that they were there. And what's coming towards Aquarius, please? Thank you. 7 of Swords. Interesting. What have we got at the bottom here? We've got the Queen of Pentacles. I felt my life. Yes, very impressive in your Ford Mondeo. Right. We have 2 7s flanking the Hierophant here in your current energy, and that in and of itself immediately gets me interested, because 7 is a very spiritual number, right? It's once you start getting multiples of 7, it's lessons being, you know, assimilated, incorporated, and a change of direction, right? Almost like a course correction. There's somebody stamping around upstairs next door. Wonderful. Hope the microphone's not picking that up too much either. I have the Death card in the centre of the deck for you. I'm starting to feel slightly skittish, Aquarius. Let's have a look. Why is the 7 of Cups here, please? Page of Pentacles. Why is the 7 of Cups here, please? 7 of Cups. Tell me about the Hierophant. 5 of Pentacles. Tell me about the Hierophant. The World card. Tell me about the 7 of Swords, please. Oh. Yes, the Hermit. And one more for the 7 of Swords, please. And I got 2. We've got the Judgment card and the 8 of Cups. There's that energy that I can feel, Aquarius. It's skittishness. There's like something is happening, something is shifting. Interestingly enough, we have a third 7 here underneath the tower. Right? 7 of Pentacles talks about unsatisfactory situations, right? Things where you're kind of being in a very, very present energy and looking at things and going, well, do I want to invest more in this, or am I pulling out altogether? Right? This feels big, Aquarius. This feels like the decisions, and there are decisions coming up, that you are going to be required to take in the month of February. Course correction. You're going in a different direction. I could feel the tower as I was shuffling the cards. That's why I said course correction in the first place. Right, let's get into this. I want one more deck, just in case I need it. Which one do I want? Oh, Triple Goddess. Righto. Let's just pop her there. Right. So, we have this very, very interesting set of energies here. Right? We've got the 7 of Cups, Page of Pentacles in the reverse, and we also have the 7 of Cups. Now, that is difficult energy, right? I'm just going to put it like that. The Seven of Cups can talk about choice, right? It can talk about illusion of choice often, because we're talking about having lots and lots of different possibilities, and sometimes it can be so sunk, you can be so sunk with the number of possibilities that there are, that actually you get a kind of analysis paralysis, and it's almost impossible to make a decision about this, right? And this is kind of what I'm feeling here, because the Page of Pentacles for me indicates a new start, right? In the material, it talks about taking a particular path, but it seems like it genuinely seems to me as if you haven't really had a clue which way to go. There is a feeling, and I suspect, Aquarius, that you too are actually aware of this. There's a sense of something building towards a big drift away from where you are now. Drift is far too gentle a word. A big shake-up coming, right? And I wonder if you've been sort of trying to prepare for that somewhat. But whatever, there isn't a clear route through, or you haven't been able to identify a clear route through yet. I've got all these cards the long way around, absolutely disgraceful, right? A new path has not yet been trodden. Now, I would probably stake some money on the fact that you can't see the path yet because the tower hasn't hit yet, right? Once the tower hits and something starts shaking, there's going to be a very clear route through for you. Tell me about this Page of Pentacles in reverse, please. Oof, I don't know, Page of Pentacles in reverse. She kind of slid out sideways, but I'm going to take her. It's the Death card. I'm going to pop her there. Right? Things need to change. What about this Page of Pentacles in reverse? Two of Pentacles in reverse. I actually said Two of Pentacles and I meant Page of Pentacles as it was coming out of the deck. Thank you. Ten of Swords. Whew. We've got the Five of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Right? That talks about conflict. I feel like the conflict is the level of indecision that you're feeling at the moment, right? Because you can't quite fathom out the route forwards, right? That's something that's quite frustrating on both of these Seven of Cups. And you know, I have a whole ton of decks that will depict the Seven of Cups differently, but in both of these we have we have our protagonist, we have you, and both of them are black, right? In so much as silhouetted, shrouded in darkness in some way, right? And there's all these cups kind of surrounding you, but which one do you take? Which direction do you go in? Now, at this point, I have no idea whether this is a relationship, whether this is a work situation, whether this is a general life situation, or whether it is in fact all of the above. And it quite likely could be, with the level of the energy that I'm feeling here. It's quite palpable. We have the Death card, which indicates a huge transformation. At this point, I think that it indicates the necessary nature of the transformation, because we've got the Two of Pentacles in reverse, which is a level of instability, right? It's not being able to juggle all of the balls. And then we've got the Ten of Swords. Something is definitely about to come to a rather abrupt end. Thing is, with the Tower sitting atop the Seven of Pentacles, as it did, I can't help but feel that this is really rather good news for you, right? It feels really important anyway. Let's put it that way. So in your current energy, we have the Hierophant. Now, it's quite interesting that we have the Hierophant, who is, you know, usually given to be this kind of like Pope Bishop-esque figure who stood in a church. You know, in the Crow Tarot, we have someone who is inside the church, you know, issuing edicts to the disciples. What's the word I'm looking for? It wasn't disciples. It was another one. Acolytes. There you go, acolytes. Hierophant is an acolyte card. And then we have the Five of Pentacles here, right? From inside the church to outside the church, or from outside the church to inside the church, if you will. The Hierophant is a teacher, the Hierophant is a leader, right? He speaks of structure, he speaks of hierarchy. So we can extrapolate on from that then institutions like schools and universities and, you know, and business. Absolutely see that. Churches, anything where there is a hierarchy, where there is one person at the top who has all of the knowledge, who disseminates it to people below, right? That's it. We can also see it to be societal institutions, and the big one is marriage, right? It is also the card of Taurus. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I'm going to say it anyway. So we have all of these things. We have structure. We also have faith, which is a really interesting aspect of this card. I mean, it's kind of an obvious one, but it's not the one that I go to first and foremost every time. Let's pull another card here. Because there is a sense of you either... No, hang on. I'm not going to talk ahead of myself. Tell me about the Hierophant, please. Thank you. Strength. Ooh. Goodness. We've got the Four of Cups in reverse. We've got the Hanged Man in reverse with strength. There's an elevation coming here for you. There is the ability to shift. I mean, you might be on the brink of a really quite enormous spiritual awakening, Aquarius. Okay, we just had that incredible full moon yesterday in Leo. You know, really, really big energy. And the sun is currently in Aquarius. The Four of Cups talks about feeling left out, right? Yeah, sometimes it can talk about taking things for granted. Sometimes it can talk about being taken for granted, rejection, rejecting, all of those sorts of things, right? It seems like you're done waiting on something. Maybe it's right here. Maybe this is why this is all a bit crackers, because you are literally in the middle of a spiritual awakening right now, right? Now, that's all well and good. But that's the most passive card in the deck, right? That's just kind of keeping still. It is often surrendering to it. When it comes out in the reverse, it is time to come down off the tree. That's how it feels to me, right? It's like you've done your time upside down, seeing the world from a different perspective. Things have been shaking loose, and now it is time for you to get down from there. This card is interesting to me because it feels to me like you've moved beyond this here. And I don't feel like this energy is coming from you. I don't think that you've been rejecting people, and I don't feel like you've been feeling like you've been taking or having taken people for granted. It sort of feels like a no fucks given attitude. This is what this is feeling like here. It's just like, I'm so beyond this. I'm not even interested in this anymore, right? I can't be asked to be having difficult feelings about it. I don't care. Like, I wish I could explain to you even just the movements that I want to do with my body at the moment. I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. And it feels to me like it's because there's something so much bigger going on around you that you're aware of. Now we've got these two cards here, right? We've got the Five of Pentacles, which indicates poverty, you know, and lack or a fear of those things. Sometimes it talks about not meeting your own basic needs. But note here that in the clarifier, you are outside of the church, you are cold, you are isolated, you are outcast almost in some way or another. And then we have the world. We have an end to this here because you are going from the outside of the church to the inside of the church. And more than that, you're standing at the front and you appear to be holding some sort of sermon of some description, right? The Strength card to me always talks about growth. But I'm not going to ignore the fact that we've just had that full moon in Leo, and I wonder if you just had some sort of really quite incredible epiphany or contact, you know, through downloads, spiritual downloads or something like that, right? Something that's come in really, really strong, and it's changed the way that you're seeing everything. Fuck, this is definitely, we're absolutely talking about tower energy here, right? Ye fucking gods, man. I hope you know what I'm talking about, because I really do feel like this is your energy that I'm feeling right now, and it is, it's pretty strong. It's really strong, and in a good way, you know, in a really empowered way, in a very clearly being able to see what is important, what is not, absolutely refusing to take anything personally because you just don't care, right? This is all about you right now. I like it very much. Right. In terms of what's coming towards you in February, we have the Seven of Swords. Now, the Seven of Swords can often indicate deception, but it feels like a risk-taking thing here. Does it? Yeah. There's something kind of risky about this energy. Tell me about this. Thank you. Take that one, it dropped. We've got the Nine of Pentacles. Tell me about the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords, please. Seven of Swords again. All right, so this message is really, really important, but let's try and get some more insight into exactly why it's here. This is Seven of, thank you. The Hierophant. What the actual fuck? This Taurus energy is really strong with you at the moment, Aquarius. We've got the Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck as well. This, like, honestly, this feels like you're about to take off vertically. And I'm not entirely sure why, but in the best possible way. Like, this is truly astounding. I don't want to end up with like 60,000 cards on the deck, but I do want to find a coherent narrative, and at the moment I don't have it. I have a lot of kind of like scattered like and then, you know, some very serious Seven of Swords energy. I'll pull it apart more in the extended, but for now, like I'm saying, let's find this coherent narrative. We have here the Hermit, we have the Judgment card, and we have the Eight of Cups. Now that very clearly talks about going within and making really big decisions that affect your life. And part of that is moving away from something that you are currently next to, whether actually physically next to it, or, and that could be people, it, them, whatever, or the emotions that are associated with it, right? It feels like a release. It feels like a dog that's been straining on its leash for, you know, a bit of time, this energy that's building, and then all of a sudden it just goes, and then you go, like I said, just taking off fucking vertically. Is it what I think it is? It is. It's the Devil. How interesting that we should be talking about leashes. Five of Wands in reverse. There's an incredible release coming for you, Aquarius, and I can't help but feel like it's got some sort of spiritual component to it, right? There's some sort of spiritual insight that you get here through dreams, right? Through download vision, however it is that you experience it. And it's huge, and it seems to be to enable you to let go of an awful lot. Like this Nine of Pentacles is about self-sufficiency and independence, right? Now that's an energy that as an Aquarian you rock pretty hard anyway, right? Pretty good at being by yourself here, but there's a real feeling of coming out of some sort of cold and getting catapulted straight into the middle of something, right? This could be a work situation, it could be any kind of situation, but it feels like there are huge spiritual insights that have come with it. Tell me about the Seven of Swords. Why is the Seven of Swords here, please? Oh, thank you. We've got the the Empress. A Judgment card fell out there too. Empress is the other card of Taurus, right? So you've got three cards of Taurus all here swimming around in your energy. If you have a Taurus in your midst, maybe there's something important to do with them that this is referring to. But if not, it's an impressive amount of grounded energy for what feels so absolutely out there as this is at the moment. Tell me about the Seven of Swords. Thank you. We've got the Sun. There's the Leo energy again. The Empress can represent fertility and abundance, but huge creativity, right? Like she's literally bringing new things into the world. And the Sun, as well as speaking about children, right? You know, that's the thing, and the Empress is a mother. That is also a card of great creativity, because it's about being entirely comfortable with who you are, right? Being right there and right then, very much in the moment. It does also talk about consciousness, and it could be that there's just this huge creative leap that's just come into your consciousness that's just changed everything. Tell me about the Hierophant, please. Strength and the Hermit. This feels like not just moving up to the next level, but like literally like leapfrogging a grade or two in between, right? Going from 0 to hero in like fucking 6 seconds flat. It's absolutely extraordinary. But it's all coming off the back of a decision that you are making, right? And I feel like the Tower energy is what's shaking everything up, and you're like, I need to decide something now. I need to move. I've contemplated this for long enough, because you have been in a state of contemplation, because you've been looking at these 7 of Cups over and over again, trying to work out which way forward and not being able to move. But here, in this current energy, with this Hanged Man in reverse, and then the World card under there as well, right? It's like something comes to an abrupt halt and you're just off somewhere else. Really, really strong presentation of energy, and then the amount of major arcana that's here. You're walking away from conflict, or you're rocketing away vertically from conflict, rocketing away from anything that scares you, and not as in running away from it, like just slipping the leash of it. It's just like, right, I'm done. I'm not scared of you anymore. Fuck off, right? And going. I think if you have 2 options and one of them is safe and one of them is risky, it's the risky one that you're going to go for, but it's the one that's going to pay off for you, Aquarius. The 8 of Cups. Oh. 4 of Wands, Queen of Cups, Knight of Swords. Yeah. God, it really feels like you're finding yourself, Aquarius. There you are at the bottom of the deck as the Star as well, right? You're on a journey now. 7 of Swords directly underneath that, with the Ace of Swords too, right? By the end of February, you'll know exactly where you are going, and there won't be a shred of doubt in your mind anywhere about it. This is really interesting, particularly given there's so much Leo energy here, because in the Leo 2021 readings that I did for the 6 months, right, one of the themes that ran throughout all of it was the need for Leo to be absolutely certain both about who they were, what they stood for, what their values were, and what they were prepared to put on the line for what was right. All of that being necessary moving forwards, because there could be no room for doubt with them, right? And I'm seeing echoes of the same here for you. Remember also, towards the end of 2020, there was a separation of Aquarius and Leo away from the rest of the zodiac herd. Reasons for which I still haven't quite worked out, but they're still there. Both of your readings, I haven't actually done Leo for February yet, but I've done the Leo 2021 and I did the Aquarius 2021. I'm doing this one now. There are similar themes coming out here that I am not seeing in any other signs readings. So that's kind of baffling, and if you've made sense of that, you've done better than I have. But I'm going to go over to Vimeo now and see if I can't try and construct a little bit of order in this here. This fucking Ace of Wands here. It's got the 10 of Cups directly underneath it as well. Like, you're about to go off in a very, very different direction, right? And it might be that you have a sense, or you've had a sense of where it was. It was just that it was one of many options. And until that Tower really, really hits properly, you don't quite know which direction to bounce in, but you will. You will. It'll be absolutely unmistakable. All right, Aquarius, I'm going to go there. I'm going to go over to Vimeo, and I'm going to try and pull this apart a little bit. Like, I knew this was going to be a weird one with that feeling there. It was literally like somebody had like feet either side of my forehead and was just like pulling it wide open. It feels like it might be what is happening for you. Oh shit, I saw a big spider as well. It was sat which is sad. Kind of, it was a big spider, but with long legs, and ones that kind of curve around a little bit, and it was sat slightly back on its back legs, like it was getting ready to just jump. Deep feminine energy spiders. I wouldn't want to share a bed with one, but you know, like I kind of deal with them hanging around. I don't mind them too much. Spiders are friends and all that kind of thing, but they are extremely powerful totems. Oh my word. Right, Aquarius, know that I love you very, very much, even though you completely baffle the shit out of me. So I'm going to go to Vimeo now, and I'll see you soon.